Hello students, this is K.M. Varaprasad, Head of the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, DBSIT, Kavali. Today we are discussing the topic speed, size and cost. Already we discussed some of the fundamental topics as well as different types of memories of RAM as well as ROM. These are all are comes under the memory system. Here in this fourth topic, speed, size and cost. Initially the proportionality is there between the speed and cost. Here what is actually SRAM or DRAM compared to the SRAM and DRAM? SRAM is costly but it is a very speed memory, but coming to the DRAM it is less costly and it is somewhat lesser speed compared to the SRAM. Here the relationship between the processor and memory units are, processor speed is very high compared to the memory units. Here the memory units are organized as the cache memory as well as main memory and then secondary memories. Processor is having the direct communication with the cache memory, primary memories, but does not direct communication with the secondary memory devices like hard disk, etc. Now coming to the memory hierarchy, SRAMs are used to develop the cache memories which are available in the processor. Now what are actually the processor memories means? These are the registers, and then DRAMs are used to develop the cache memory which is available outside of the processor, and then DRAMs are also used to develop the primary memories like RAM, and then finally the secondary memory devices are there. Now this is the memory hierarchy which is available in between the processor as well as memory organization. The following diagram shows this memory hierarchy. Now here comes to the diagram. Here the processor is there. Here registers are there. Now this is the primary cache memory. This is very lesser memory compared to the remaining memory hierarchy. In this one, it is prepared by using the costly memories like SRAM. Now coming to this one, this is a secondary cache memory. This is prepared by using the DRAM. And then comes to the main memory. This is also prepared by using the DRAM. And this is the magnetic disk memories. These are the less costly memories which can store maximum amounts of information by using this type of secondary memories. Here you can see this one, increasing size and increasing speed and then increasing cost per bit. Now comes to the next and very important concept is, and important memory is the cache memory. Now it is the high fast memory compared to the remaining memories which is available in between processor and RAM. In this one it is high costly means now we can take only small amounts of cache memory. Now in that cases the locality of reference is the very important concept. What is actually the locality of reference means? In a program or code, some block of information or some function or some procedure which is repeatedly occurring, those things are put in a high speed memory means we can reduce the access time. Now for that purpose we are placing those types of blocks in the high speed cache memory. By placing those things we can reduce the access time. This locality of reference is maintained by using the temporal and spatial concepts. What is actually the temporal means? In that temporal, the time is the very important one. Now, less time, the contents which are used in the less time will be placed in the cache memory to reduce the access time. Comes to the temporal. Now, spatial means what is actually the space between the block distance between the locality of reference as well as the accessing procedure. Now these are the two concepts which are available for the locality of reference. The first one is the temporal and the second one is the spatial. The following is the diagram which shows the cache memory.
Okay, this is the diagram of a cache memory. The cache memory is available in between processor and main memory. Whenever the processor required some information from the memory, now it will go for the cache memory first. If it is not available in the cache memory, and then it go to the main memory. If it is available in the main memory, that contents are moved to the cache memory and then moved to the processor.
Here mapping function is the concept which is used to move the contents from secondary memory to the RAM or RAM to the cache memory we are using. In this one, different types of mapping functions are there. Those are moved the data between the cache memory and the RAM. In this one, direct mapping is there, associative mapping is there, and set associative mapping is there. For that purpose, we are using different types of blocks of memory. In those blocks of memory, initially the processor required some amounts of memory. It will search in the cache memory. If it is available in the cache memory means it is called as a hit. It is not available in the cache memory means it is called as a miss. Now here the ratios are also calculated like hit ratio, miss ratio, etc. What is actually the hit ratio means? Hit ratio is equal to hit by hit plus miss. Now comes to the miss ratio is calculated as miss ratio is equal to miss by hit plus miss.
Now comes to the direct mapping. Now here is the cache memory. It is the main memory. Now in this one, the minimum unit that it is transferred between cache memory and main memory is the block. Now here tag is referred and number of tags are there, and these are the blocks. Here for every block one tag is there. Now here it is the main memory. Here block 0 to block some 4000 something. Here the address is referred by using these types of bits. Main memory address is referred by using these three types of bits. The first one is the tag, which is referred for this one, and then block, and then word. Here every block contains some 16 number of words. Okay, in this one, the block J of the main memory is directly mapped to the block J modulo division 128. Now this is the very simplest mapping in the mapping functions of the cache memory. Now coming to the second type, that is associative mapping. In this associative mapping, what is actually the drawback of the direct mapping is replaced. What is actually the drawback of the direct mapping means? J block is directly copied into the J modulo division 128 in the direct mapping. Now coming to this one, associative mapping. Here two fields are divided like tag and word. Here a processor required some information that the tag which is available in the processor bits are compared to the tag available in the cache. Here any block is copied into the any type of block in this cache memory. Now this is very useful. Here the replacement algorithm is required whenever the cache is full. Here the last and third one is the set associative mapping. Now in this one, some number of blocks. Here in this example, 2 blocks are prepared as a set, and then here the main memory address is a divided into the 3 fields. One is the tag, and another one is the set, and another one is the word. Here for the purpose of the tag 6 bits are reserved, for the purpose of the set 6 bits are reserved, and for the purpose of the word 4 bits are reserved. Now coming to this one, here from main memory to the cache memory, some set of blocks are transferred whenever required by the processor.
Okay. Today we discussed 2 topics in the memory system. Those are speed, cost and size. Now in that one, whenever the speed is required, we have to spend much cost. And then comes to the cache memory. Cache memory is the very important memory which is available in between the processor and the main memory. Now cache memory is prepared by using the SRAM as well as DRAM. Whenever it is available in the processor means it is used to prepare SRAM devices. Whenever it is available outside of this one, now we are preparing by using the DRAMs. Already we discussed many topics in this one, like RAM devices, ROM devices and basic concepts, and then cache memory. Now with this I conclude this session, and in the future we will discuss about the virtual memories and then secondary memory devices. Now coming to the lockdown, stay home and stay safe. Thank you.